Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Spitball Media Podcast. This is our weekly look spitting out the top entertainment stories of the second week of March. My name is John Draper. Joining me, of course, is the Prince of Philadelphia, Mr. Shaheen. Shaheen, welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Back. And, of course, you know him, you love him. You would hug him, but you would not be able to get a good grip because of his burliness. He's Mr. Beach O'Brien. Beach O'Brien, love the new intro we're sporting there.
Thank you. I got to talk to Cleric of Chaos about some music that some White Bat Audio does. If you ever do, anyone listening, if you do content and you want royalty-free music, White Bat Audio makes all sorts of like techno and synthwavy type shit, so go check them out. But placeholder for now until we get something
I like
in.
It reminds me of Kandinsky a little bit from the Drive soundtrack. I like that shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Shah, you like synthwave too, right? We all like synthwave.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's probably my favorite like genre for movies.
It does seem to it goes good with a cool 80 like it sets up a good vibe for a movie, I think. Don't you think so?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Drive is like one of my favorite soundtracks.
Oh, it's incredible.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
Bisho, do you have the Drive soundtrack? It's amazing.
I don't think I do. I know I really like the Terrifier 2 soundtrack, and I know Dirt Bike Kid was pretty heavy on synthwave. So
yeah, this is I would say like Drive is an upper echelon synthwave soundtrack, right, Shah? It's not like it's kind of like a high end one.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually one of the ones I've been meaning to track down. I always forget, but that's definitely a soundtrack I'm looking to add to the collection.
Yeah. So if you're joining us for the first time, we thank you guys for checking us out. We do this every week. We have a chat going. We also have a Patreon. The Patreon is a really groovy way to support the show and keep the lights on in this place. And you want to go to patreon.com/Spitball Media. We're talking 1,200 plus hours of original content, bonus shows, question and answer shows. Shah, they get it all there, don't they?
Yes, they do. And we just did a Q&A, which is most of our favorite show. So go check it out. The Q&As alone, I think, is worth it, honestly, just for the Q&A. Because, you guys get to ask the questions. It gives you the opportunity to ask whatever we don't cover on the show, any kind of personal questions you want to ask. So it's dope. Check it out.
Yeah, that was a fun Q&A this week, wasn't it? And B-Show, do we got to get that new link up for the next month Q&A, don't we?
It's already up. There's a couple questions in there already. So.
Oh, wow. And you guys, that's your show, the Q&A show. And you get all this for the low price of $5 a month. I mean, we're talking about, 1,000 plus hours easily of original content. And we want to thank everybody giving us a really great winter. We got Slave Cheeks hanging out. And, of course, Joe Punches is hanging out right now. That's in our live chat here as we record each and every week. Chris Matthews, Terrell Thibodeau is hanging out in there. And, people are filing in. But we got a really fun show tonight, but we got two things I just want to say really quick up front, and they're both very different vibes. So I'm going to get the good vibe out right of the way. Bish O'Brien, happy birthday. Your birthday was Monday?
Thank you. Yes, it was.
But what did you do for the birthday?
Got drunk with my neighbors Saturday night, and then my wife made enchiladas and this awesome devil's food fucking cake that she makes every year. So it was a great night.
Wow. Get any good gifts for the birthday?
Got
the Burl Day, as it is for you.
Yeah, I got some flannel. No, I got some cash.
Nice.
I already went to Fright Rags and bought a bunch of shirts that were like $15 off, so I should be getting those soon. Yeah, haven't bought any in a while.
Oh, that's awesome. Fright Rags is great. Well, listen, B-Show, happy birthday. And everybody in the chat, wish B-Show happy birthday. I'm sure you did on his socials. But unfortunately, with good comes bad. And this is the kind of news that we know a lot of people take to heart, especially the three of us individually. Shah had let us know that his dog that he's had his whole life, unfortunately, had to be put down. And of course, Shah, your animal love is on that high level. You're like an A+ person when it comes to your pets. And I know a lot of people that listen to the show have heard this on your socials, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity there to. I'm sure a lot of people have reached out to you, and if this is something we've all gone through, especially in the last year.
Yeah, honestly, main reason I want to mention it on the show is because, I haven't been very energetic for the last month. And I just want to kind of give people an explanation so they don't think I'm like half-assing the show and just showing up like tired and shit.
Right.
Honestly, like 2024, I know we're only 3 months in, but ever since the first day of February, man, that shit's been fucking punching me in the gut daily. So I'll try to be as quick as I can with this, but
No, take your time.
you know, a lot of you are friends with me on Facebook, so you know about my personal life. I was in a relationship, was deeply in love with this girl. Actually, I think the first time I've ever been in love with someone, you know. And I stayed with people for 7 years before this was the hardest for me, and it's simply just because I didn't have any issues with her. Like for the most part, like our personalities were like perfect together, like same interests, like everything was fine to me, and basically broke up overnight and became strangers to kind of never talk again. So that's kind of it takes a mental toll on you when you plan on marrying somebody and then the following day you're never going to see them again. It's kind of a shocker. And if you've been listening to other shows that I've done, similar thing happened to me 2 years ago. So it's kind of like I don't want to compare it to PTSD because people with actual PTSD have it way worse, obviously, but it brought all those feelings back. And and if I can, before I even get to my dog, if I can say anything to mostly men are listening to this show, so if you have any kind of doubts about your mental health, get that checked out ASAP. Because I know I've had depression since I was a teenager, and I'm one of those dudes that like I have too much pride. I don't like asking for help. I look at that shit as like weak shit. That's how I grew up. Was like I grew up.
A lot of us did, Shah. You're not the only man to feel that way.
And being a foreigner, like it's the stereotype that they raise us like tough, just kind of like tough love, like deal with it, figure it out. And that's how I grew up. Honestly, that's how I grew up. Was just kind of like, you're a man, you got to just toughen up and figure it out. So when this happened, I feel like everything just kind of came out of me, and I kind of lost my mind over last month. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I had to force myself to go shower. You know what I mean? Like this is like bad depression, And the only reason I'm saying that is because if you think you have underlying issues, get that checked out, because eventually
absolutely
something traumatizing is going to happen to you that's going to bring all of it out. And I'm a strong person. I'm not one of those people that's gonna give up on myself or anything, but it's not been easy. And right after that, my car broke down for 2.5 weeks, which forced me to just stare at walls for 2.5 weeks and think about this, which certainly did not help. And then right after that, my dog, which is my first pet ever, I can't express to you how much I love this dog. I'm being honest, that was my favorite dog. Like that one, I bought him before I moved out of my mom's house, a month before I moved out.
Wow.
So he's been there my whole adulthood,
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. The ending was just real rough. It was real bad. And rest in peace, Millie, man. That's my boy. But I appreciate all this.
I also want to point out you have several other dogs, right?
Yeah, I actually have one of his puppies.
Right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But it's been rough, man. It's not been fun.
No, it's not. And I think you're bringing up a lot of good points here, because I do think, because this is a very testosterone heavy show, as you know, and B show, but I think the one thing all of us have in common is we all have that phase in our life where like a man up phase, where we're sort of told when we're actually really hurting. And, the best advice you get from people, B show, is to suck it up.
Suck it up. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a bitch. Be a
crying.
Man. Put your spurs on, cowboy. And I know, Shah, you said something about not disparaging people with PTSD. Whether you're like hearing bombs go off in Baghdad, or whether you go through some real traumatic shit and then it comes back around, like maybe to the extent it's not the same, but it is the same because it's the same reaction and it takes you back through it. So don't diminish that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Before this, I spent 7 years with the other girl. I helped her raise her kid. But that was a lot easier for me to get over. It really wasn't hard. This one, I don't know, man. It did some shit to me.
Yeah. Well, it's also the time, right? I feel like that's part of it too. There's that. I think we all go through this too. And I've had these things happen. Like, look, I've been married a few times. I very publicly, like, I think the day we recorded our first show, I lost my job to COVID. Literally the day we recorded the first show. I've lost 2 dogs since that time. I lost my career. I had to rebuild my career. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. And it's just it's a lot of chaos. But I do think, you know, when you are able to kind of talk about it and you're able to kind of come out of your face a little bit, humble yourself a little bit, and admit that you need some help. I think that that's the best thing you can do. I don't think that there's really, you know what I mean, Bisho? Like, I don't think that I think not doing anything except being miserable is a bad game plan.
Yeah, because you don't end up dealing with things. You just stuff it down like we tend to do and
Yeah.
try to move on. And eventually that shit's going to pop and it's going to catch up with you.
Yeah. It's
So,
not good for your physical health either, by
Yeah.
the way, But Shah, you got a lot of people that really care about you and that support things that you do. And let me tell you, that dog was the luckiest fucking dog. I mean, I believe me, I'm a very sensitive animal person. A lot of people I think know this. You guys know this. Like, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. That was the best thing that ever happened to that dog. I mean, 18 years, by the way. That's that's something. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make you feel any better, but it is to know that that dog could have went a whole different route and had a terrible life. And let's just say Shah's dogs are treated a lot better than other people's animals, right, Shah? I mean, you and I know very bad pet owners. I mean, we just know people who are shitty pet owners.
Dude, I'm not even joking. Every single one of my girlfriends got jealous of my dogs.
That's all. Well, that's how it's good. Good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big issue in my relationships.
And so, like, I mean, look, yeah, it's very, look, I'm still not over my dogs. I don't think you ever really get over it. I will say this. I said this, I think, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I know people, I swear to God, I know people that get a dog like the next week. And like, I can't do that. I know maybe people might do that for their kids. I can't do that shit. Bisho, like, I just can't. I'm not in me. That's not in me. I know I could do it, but there's so many other factors at stake there. You know what I'm saying? And I get people why they do it, but I am a guy, like, I break up with somebody, I'm dating somebody like that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. If we didn't have Ralph, I wouldn't have a dog right now after Rocco. And I've had other dogs, I've had other pets where it sucks when they go and it hurts. But he was like Shah's talking about, like, he was like my buddy. I've never had a connection with a dog like that before.
Yeah.
And to have to, put that to rest, it's rough. And I also notice, like, I don't try to, but like, I get extra annoyed with Ralph when he comes up and bugs me sometimes. And I know he's just a dog, but like,
yeah,
I feel like I can't give that same shit. And if we didn't have him, I wouldn't want a dog for a long ass time, man.
No, I don't think. I mean, like, my house is very empty without a pet, and my kids are gone. But I also know that, like, there's a good thing that comes out of it too. So if I'm able to save another animal's life and rescue an animal, I feel like that if that fell in our lap, we'll do it. But right now, we're just trying to get it back together. But Shah, we love you dearly. Everybody who listens to the show knows what a good person you are, and and I just want to say, as difficult as this is, having gone through it 4 months ago, I do think about what a great life we provide for these pets. You know what I'm saying? And Shah, also, you're not just good to your pets; you're good to animals in general. Like, you're a Dr. Doolittle kind of guy. You're the one who was telling me about feeding the squirrels and the birds and the outside animals and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's mainly what I've connected with, over the years, is animals. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it had to be done though.
No, it did.
I don't have any doubts about, like, if the timing was right, because I know my dog. You know what I mean? He couldn't.
Yeah, you know better than anybody, right?
Yeah.
But shout out to Millie, rest in peace. And if you want a friend, feed any animal, and all dogs go to heaven. But we're gonna switch gears here tonight. We're not trying to bring anybody down, SA. We're gonna pick things up as we're talking right now. Really, the big story in entertainment, the dominant story, is what's going to happen Sunday at the Oscars. I do feel like this crept up on us pretty quick. Now, there's a lot of stories that are going to be told Sunday at the Oscars. Clearly, we have Oppenheimer nominated for a dick ton of awards, the front runner and everything, pretty much. But there's also some dark horse stories there. One of them we've been following probably more closely than most shows is Godzilla Minus One's Academy Award nomination. Unprecedented. I mean, you've all heard it before. We've talked about it to death. However, now that it's just days away, Bish O'Brien, and it does seem like this is a very palatable thing that could take place, I'm starting to get a little like anxious, excited about this, that I want this to happen. And I feel like it's almost like it could be a very big story underneath all of this other, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon type stuff.
And that would be amazing. It feels like you're describing it like a snow day, like the storm front's coming in, and you're not going to have school tomorrow. You get to go sledding and do fun shit. Like, it would be amazing if it does, because all we heard, I think last year, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Barbieheimer, and it just got a little bit old. And then to see Godzilla Minus One come out of nowhere and just like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? I've been telling everybody about this movie, and unfortunately, it's really hard to find right now. For this to come out and get an achievement like this, best visual effects, I think is what it's nominated for.
Yeah, it is nominated for best, and it does have a strong chance of winning. Shah, let me ask you a question. Let's play devil's advocate here. Godzilla Minus One wins an Academy Award, right? A huge deal, like in the heart, like just absolutely. Forget about the fact that it's not even an American film, or that, but it's a Godzilla movie. I mean, it's a fucking Godzilla movie, winning the highest honors it can for special visual effects. What do you think? Do you think the win is bigger than the movie actually itself? Do you think it now is going to possibly open doors to horror films or monster pictures or movies that even 3-4 years ago would never get a fucking sniff at something like this? Right? Do you feel that could this be the thing that kind of puts this in the mainstream, of conversations? Because we all know a lot of these films for years did not get their fucking props because they were horror or monster related.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say I hope so, but realistically, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think the only reason this one is getting that much traction is because it's an Asian film. They treat Asian monster movies and horror movies almost as like masterpieces and treat them very differently than something that's made in the States. I'll give you an example. I think this movie's coming out as a Criterion, which Criterion only puts out like masterpiece, like classic films. So for them to treat this as such, I really think it has something to do with where it, was made. Because I mean, you look at Parasite. Criterion put out Parasite.
Yeah.
They don't really put out new American or British or German films. It's mostly like Japanese and Korean films,
Mm.
So,
well, they do art house, right? I mean, they do Parasite. It's an art house.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't consider this an art house movie,
No, it's not. I also think if you saw it, you would have a better understanding as to why it's getting this level of attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they did announce the physical copy, right? They announced this, the is it a steelbook they announced?
I'm not sure. I just heard about the Criterion one, but I'm sure it's going to get a wide release also.
Right. Now, so you don't think, like, say this wins and beats out Guardians, which made almost $1 billion, Napoleon, which, by the way, looks like it could win an Academy Award for the special effects. I'm going to be watching it this weekend. The Creator, which I found a little boring, and, Mission Impossible, I mean, we're talking about some pretty big properties, like in big mainstream properties. Talking Disney, we're talking Paramount, So you don't think it would really? Oh yeah, he's saying it's a 4 or 5 steelbook shot. Holy shit, Joe Punches. Oh, and happy birthday, Joe Punches, by the way, related. Shot 4 or 5 steelbook. Is that normal for that?
Hell no. I mean, even Marvel movies, they don't get 4 or 5 steelbooks.
Here we go.
It's a Japanese exclusive. I haven't seen anything on this coming out in the States yet, just Japan. So
what's that?
Okay, well, if it's different regions, then yeah, I might get 4.
So there's the 4K 2D Blu-ray steelbook. Let's take a quick look at that. I'm curious. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh,
put that on my fucking wall, man.
Yo, are you kidding me?
This isn't. Where's this going? Is this like a German one or something?
This is
Japan. It looks like
this is the Japan one.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god! Comes out my birthday. Look at that. That's wild.
If anybody's wondering what to get John Draper for his birthday, there you
go. That looks. Come on. That looks hard as nails. Look at that fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to get it.
Look at that. Jesus Christ. Do we know how much this is?
It said 17 or 15,000 yen, so I don't know the exchange.
Okay, so that's like 3 cents. No, that's going to be, I don't know, 15,000 yen. I don't know. I didn't do my AEW Okada math on that, but yeah, shots. That's unusual though for a steelbook for that many like discs. I mean, oh wow, guys, $50. What do you think of that price, Shah? You know
That's
more than
the
anybody.
album. That's
Oh,
the
that's
album I
the
was looking
album?
for.
Oh my goodness, look at that picture.
I know what I'm buying myself for my birthday now. Ooh.
Waxwork. Have any of you guys heard of Waxwork? I think I've heard of Waxwork.
Yeah, I got most of my vinyls are from Waxwork.
Oh my God, look at that.
They do
Wow.
some great stuff, man. Go to their
I
website.
think they put out the Friday the 13th
Type in
ones.
Waxwork. Show John. They have a
Yeah.
crazy.
Shah, that looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Look at this fucking shit.
Look at all the shit they're putting out. My Bloody Valentine.
Wow. Look
at that
this.
Beetlejuice. That
Body
Beetlejuice.
double.
Woo.
I tried to get that. That was sold way the fuck out.
That cover, Shah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is all vinyl, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They do CDs and stuff too, but
Jedi 7. Poor Things. Look at that Poor Things cover. Wow. Look at the OG ones. They look great.
There you go, John.
War of the Gargantuans. I love War of the Gargantuans.
And look at the actual vinyl.
I actually have that.
You have this?
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull it up. I have it.
No.
I do.
What? Dude, this movie's amazing. I love this movie. Oh, I used to watch it as a kid on like Channel 5 or Channel 11, I think, in New York. The Exorcist. Look at this. Wow, B-Show. This is knocking me out. The Warriors one. Oh, my God. No one will save you?
Oh,
Good
look at that
Lord.
vinyl. Hang on.
How much? These are like $50?
Yeah, they range from like 35 to 50, depending.
God, look at that vinyl. Christopher Kane. Oh, we got Jojo Laco Bagogo.
And this is the back.
Let me see.
Let's highlight Shah if I can. Where's he at?
Let me see.
Wrong.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Shah. How much did you pay for that?
There we go.
Like 35, 40 maybe.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Damn.
Never even opened it because I don't know the fucking movie, so it's like.
Yeah. Wow. Christopher Kane. I think it comes out May 7th. The Blu-ray. Yeah. I mean, I feel like look, the movie's clearly a game changer. Bisho, do you think if it wins, it could open the doors for more? Dare I say more not as famous property, not like the mainstream, the Disneys and the Paramounts, and
I was always under the impression that those kind of awards at the Academy Awards would honor lesser known movies or less successful movies, maybe. But I don't know if it's really going to change much. I don't know, man. It's still the Academy Awards.
It's still
at the
the
end of the
Academy
day, and Hollywood's still Hollywood. So like even if this does, if it's nominated for an award, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to stop making the shitty like American Godzilla movies and stuff.
No, but I think it could open the. I mean, listen, the likelihood of this getting any of this attention was so unlikely, and it didn't get it because of the box office. It got it because of the quality and the response to the quality of the film. And I think that's like, I think after Shah, I think once you see it, you're going to be like, okay, now I understand what the fuck this was about. This is insane. This was such a great movie. This was like a mainstream movie. And that's why everybody's on the dick. Not just because it's a good Godzilla movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things. Once it gets on streaming, I'm sure I'll definitely check it out. Eventually, I'm going to buy the 4K once it comes out, but
Yeah. And look, we don't know that it's going to win, but it does seem likely that this is more than a possibility. I don't even know if that's airing that award because we do know, guys, they do the bullshit. They do like pre-awards and non-televised awards. But I think special effects for a film is a televised award. So that would be fucking cuckoo bananas if that guy goes up to the podium with his rubber Godzilla and accepts an Academy Award for Godzilla -1. By the way, Shah, I'm fairly certain one of those discs with the steelbook is the black and white version.
Yeah, that's the one I actually really want to see. I feel like that movie would look tremendous.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Let me ask you guys a question. Just sticking with the Academy Awards here, because it is kind of, look. There does seem to be a runaway theme there with Oppenheimer, and of course with Lily Gladstone being the first Native American woman to ever win an Academy Award. There is quite a bit of push there for Oppenheimer to take Best Picture, Nolan to get finally Best Director. Of course, Cillian Murphy, the big talk of the town. They had Cillian Murphy flying in from Ireland into L.A., taking pictures with the stewardesses and videos. I thought that was pretty. He was all by himself, like a regular dude. Let me ask you a question, Shah. Does the Academy Awards matter at this point anymore? I mean, is it still like kind of the gateway for, getting your projects greenlit, getting the big roles after, or is it just like a lot of Hollywood window dressing?
I mean, I think far less people watch it, but I think it still holds that like prestige in that scene where people really, it definitely can open doors, for sure. With cable really going out, I just don't think people really watch it as much, Right. If they were smart, they would put it on YouTube, they can make a shit ton of money if, because they can monetize it if it's on their channel. But
what does ABC have it this year? Because I don't know because if ABC has it, it could be like streaming somewhere. I think it's Bisha, can we just see what network is airing this? I don't even know. I know Jimmy Kimmel is hosting it, which is like it's like having sex with no lube. But
yeah, that guy's the worst, man.
Not funny.
Like I said, I was stuck at home for like 2.5 weeks, so I started watching a lot of like Conan O'Brien and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And based on that, it started suggesting some Jimmy Kimmel stuff. And dude, it's not good.
Oh,
like I don't find him entertaining at all.
Yeah, no, he's not funny. Shout out to It's Usually Hello, and of course Joseph Marr. Joseph Marr is saying the Academy hasn't mattered since Return of the King. Also, Christopher Kane. The May 7th date was for the Japan release, not for the States release. It's got to come out in Japan first. Christopher Kane is saying I haven't watched an award show in years. I watch it, so it is on Hulu Live. So it will be streaming live on Hulu. Thank you, Christopher Kane. I believe Joe Punches.
Well, Forbes says it's on ABC. I don't see anything about Hulu. I almost said Husey. It's not on Husey.
Yeah, Husey. Shout out Husey.
It's not on Hulu.
It's not on Hulu. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of ABC stuff goes to Hulu. So it says it's airing live on network. 2 a.m. March 10th. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So the pre-show's at 4:00, guys. Jesus Christ. It's like WrestleMania.
It's like an AEW show. Starts the day before.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to see who wins. I'm curious. I want to see if Downey wins. I think it's going to be an Oppenheimer sweep and a Lily Gladstone win. That's what I think is happening. I think Oppenheimer's just going to roll through everybody. Apparently, for Barbie, Ryan Gosling is singing the Ken song with 65 men, like dressed as Kens. I don't need this in my life. I think this joke is already not funny anymore. But I'll be watching. I don't know if you guys are going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I like to watch it. I definitely want to see if Godzilla gets it. And I want Downey to win. I'd like to see that. So I have an interest in it, but it's a passing interest. I don't know. Bisho, do you think it's still, does it mean something? Do you know people that watch it? Because I know a lot of people that talk about it for sure, but I don't know that they really care. They talk about it.
No, I know some people who are really into movies, like people that were like into Apple Plus or Apple streaming, whatever, when it first came out, so they could get like the better movies that are coming out. Other than that, I don't hear anyone talking about this. I think music award shows have more cachet nowadays than movie award shows do. I don't hear anyone saying anything about this.
Yeah, it's weird. It does seem to be like a passé thing, but I think ratings perspective, their ratings go down, but they're still monster ratings. Joseph Marr is saying they need a demanding host to capture viewers, like a Ricky Gervais, but a weak host will bring shit. Well, also, you have to remember Jimmy Kimmel is an ABC host, like he works for ABC. Joe Punches says, I'll be watching just because of habit. I've been watching the Oscars my whole life. I'm going to watch it. I don't like award shows necessarily, but I do like the Oscars. And unlike you guys, I've seen almost every one of these movies. I've literally seen almost everything. So it's a different vested interest for me, but I'd be curious to see how that goes. Honestly, I don't know. Look, we could be wrong. There could be, I don't think so. Before we move on to something else, do we all agree? We think it's an Oppenheimer sweep across the board there, Shah?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we did our predictions on this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but now it's like in a couple of days.
Most of it was Oppenheimer. So
Oppenheimer for sure. So we think Nolan's getting his first Best Director award and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you too there, Bisha?
Yeah, probably, because wasn't Barbie only nominated for like one thing?
I
or
think for
two categories.
original or adapted screenplay or original screenplay, and I think the song. That's why Gosling is performing because that stupid Ken song is one of the nominations. I just, it's a little ridiculous, but let's see what happens. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week. But in other news, big movie news, the big weekend box office killer, absolutely destroyed, which actually had the similar number to the Oppenheimer opening, by the way, was the Dune 2 sequel. Now, I will tell you, I saw the first Dune when it came out and I fell asleep. It was a good looking movie, but I thought it was a very dry, slow kind of burn. This one is miles above the first one. I highly recommend it. It has a 93 critics score and a 95 audience score. I did not know it was 2 hours and 46 minutes. It felt long, but it did not feel that long. Shah, I know you're way more familiar with the overall story, but not this alliteration of the story. I'm sure you've heard nothing but good things about this too.
Yeah, I heard it's much better than the first one. I heard the first one was pretty slow, and this one is they picked it up a lot. I mean, I've heard amazing things about it so far, actually.
Yeah, look at the Shia Lude there. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
I still got to see the first one though. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's streaming on a lot of different platforms right now. I actually went back and watched a little bit of it just to kind of catch back up to the story. But it did really well. Bisho, can we pull the box office up? I don't know what the numbers were, but they said the numbers were almost identical to what Oppenheimer did when it came out. What are we
Wow.
looking at here?
Oh,
The
let's see.
last
It
weekend,
keeps
the opening weekend. I just want to see because this is the second weekend, and I think it's got a little bit more competition possibly.
200 million globally as of now
Okay, I think that's its budget.
in 6
Um,
days.
So it's looking for 600 million lifetime. That's what they're saying there. I think
That's
in
what
that
it looks
little
like. Yeah, Dennis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. He's a good director. That guy. He did some good shit. He's got a good catalog. Bisha, what's your interest in this? Did you see the first one? Do you not care? Are you not into Shamalama Ding Dong, The Star?
No, yeah, indifferent. I mean, people are saying this is great, so I'll probably see it. But now I want to see the first one just to make sure. I was more weirded out by the weird pocket pussy cups. Did your theater have those weird Dune?
I didn't see
cups?
the cups. Yeah. Did you see the Shai Halud cups?
No, I didn't see those.
Shah, you need to see this because you could actually fuck them if you wanted to. Saturday Night Live did a whole bit on people fucking the cups. Believe it or not, they did do a bit.
Oh man, now I feel hacky. If I didn't know Saturday Night Live did something on it.
They did like a short. They did a song of a bunch of teenagers fucking the cups.
Oh man.
Yeah, but a lot of people was talking about fucking the cups. Well, not many people watch Saturday Night Live anymore. All right. Yeah, Shah.
There
So
you go,
this
Shah.
is look. So that's the top of your popcorn. That it looks like you put your penis in it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a fleshlight.
Yeah, like a rubbery like fleshlight.
Yeah, for those of you who've ever wanted to fuck the Sarlacc from Return of the Jedi, here you go.
It does look like the Starlight, but I mean, those are supposed to be teeth, I guess. But, I mean,
Yeah,
first and foremost, like
it's like a
what do you?
Cronenberg fleshlight.
It does look like it looks like it looks like an existence
Yeah.
thing, right?
There you go, John.
Look at that.
It looks just like the Sarlacc from the original Return of the Jedi.
Interesting, because Dune the novel definitely predates Jedi.
Yeah.
Actually, Dune might predate Jedi. The first one, the David Lynch one, right? Shah?
When did that come out? It was 81, yeah, because Jedi didn't come out till like 83.
Yeah, I never saw it. I'm not Shah. You've seen it, right? I never saw the Lynch one.
Yeah, I actually saw it. I was on syrup. I was on
Syrup.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I was like 16 or 17, and I was on syrup, and I tripped balls watching it. And it just made it a weird experience. So I've never watched it like in the right frame of mind. So I don't remember much. It was more of like a trip for me. I didn't really actually like watch the movie. I experienced the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, I actually put the first one on. I was super high last weekend per usual, and I put it on 1984. Thank you, Slave Cheeks. 1984. Yeah, I don't know anybody who has the popcorn holder. I'm sure there's probably some porn clips, B show, of people fucking the popcorn holder.
I'm sure we can find them.
Yeah, I'm sure we could. Yeah, send them our way, people. If you have anybody that would fuck the popcorn bucket, I just think. So, what do you think the move would be? Like, you take the. I mean, clearly you're not going to eat the popcorn after, right? Because that's a whole other thing.
Well, that might be a subgenre. That might be a whole other tab on Pornhub.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a. I still can't believe somebody didn't put two and two together. Shah, do you think they secretly knew people would probably try to fuck it, and that's why they did it? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, it kind of looks like the sandworm, but when it comes to the design, they could have. They could have definitely done better, man.
It's just. Do you think that whole thing's just covered in lube? Like, what do you think is going on?
Like, instead of putting butter on the popcorn, it's got to be KY.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll go with the Shia Lude cover, please. It was like, do you want KY? Do you want the oil free? What do you want there? And I don't know.
They should have given it like a piercing or something right on the edge of the lip there.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I'm actually really surprised with how well this movie's doing and how good it was. But I got to tell you, on paper, the cast is absurdly good. And Anna Taylor-Joy has an uncredited role in the fucking movie. Like, out of nowhere, Shah. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, she's in Dune. She has an uncredited role. She's uncredited, but she's in Dune. She has a cameo.
She's getting big, man. She's like a heavy hitter now.
Yeah. So you have Zendaya, Anna Taylor-Joy, Timothée Chalamet. These are like the next people of Hollywood. God, she's something, this kid, huh? She is something. Bisho, would you? Oh my God, she's such a distracting beauty to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because also, Bisho, she's a sick actress. I mean, she's a talented motherfucker. This girl, my God, look at her.
Yeah, and a lot of different types of roles too, like stuff like this. She's going to be in that new Mad Max movie.
Yeah,
I watched her. What movie was it? The Menu.
The Menu, yeah, that's right. She's in The Menu too.
I watched it last night in Soho.
The Northman. Yeah. She's in like so much shit, dude. She's in so much shit. Yeah, Shah, she has a cameo in it. I don't want to ruin it for people, but Bisha, would you mind pulling up the cast? Because this cast, I got to tell you, there's something very cool about this movie which I didn't realize. Bisho and Shah, are you guys fans of No Country for Old Men?
I know it's a really good movie, and I've seen most of it, but I don't remember much of it because I saw it when it first came out, and I was probably drunk or something. Okay. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember much of it. But they say it's like one of the most brutal westerns, like the modern western.
Well, yeah, it's more like it's like not really a western, but it's like a western tale, so to speak. How about you, Bisho?
Same. Like, I know he had the cattle puncher, and I've seen the scenes where he goes in like with the long-winded soliloquy before he kills the dudes, but I don't remember a whole lot about it.
Well, anyway, in that movie, you have one of the most classic villains of all time, played by Javier Bardem, who I believe won an Academy Award, playing what the hell is his name? It's going to drive me nuts. But Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem and Tommy Lee Jones are the stars of it. So he plays Anton Chigurh, the killer, Javier Bardem. And this is the first. Now, they're both in this movie together interacting, which I didn't realize it. But let's take a look at this young Hollywood cast. Timothée Chalamet, like him or not, the kid's a big star. But you have Zendaya. You also have Florence Pugh, Shah, in this movie, along with Austin Butler, who played Elvis, who probably would have won an Academy Award any other year. Christopher Walken, Batista, Stellan Skarsgård. I mean, look at this motherfucker. This is like a A-list cast. And there's a lot of Charlotte Rampling is in this fucking movie. I mean, my God, there's so many good people in this movie.
Robert Rodriguez?
What's that?
Is it Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the fuck he plays in this movie. There's a lot of people and a lot of makeup and a lot of shit. There's also, can you go back to the top, B show? I'm so sorry. Would you want to go on the top? Did you guys see the Shining sequel? Shah, did you see it?
No, the remake, like the old school one.
No, the sequel.
No.
Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Yeah, Doctor Sleep.
No, I've never seen it.
Well, the girl Rebecca Ferguson, she's a beauty right there. She plays the mother of Chalamet. She was the villain in the Doctor Sleep. Christopher Walken plays the Emperor. And that Leah Sado girl, She's good looking too. I'm just saying, like, when are you going to see a cast like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never thought I'd see, Batista and Christopher Walken in the same movie. That
Yeah.
alone blows my mind.
Batista's very good. Austin Butler is amazing in this movie. Absolutely amazing. Like no Elvis voice in this movie, trust me. And he has the big showdown with Chalamet. But this is a lot of powerful young Hollywood people in this film, and some. Don't forget, Jason Momoa was in the first one, and Oscar Isaacs was the father in the first one. I mean, holy shit!
Wasn't Stephen McKinley the psychologist in Beau is Afraid too?
Stephen McKinley.
This guy right here.
Yes, yeah, his part got cut in this one. This guy's good too. I think
no.
he's more of a New York stage actor. This guy, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He's good.
Tim Blake Nelson, I don't know, and David Dramenka-Chan, whatever. That guy is in that new movie about the haunted TV show, the ghost TV show. He's the star of that.
I saw the TV.
Yeah, Joe Punches is going to tell us what it is right there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm saying he's just going to remind us. But Shah, I think you need to see this movie. I highly recommend it. Contemplating going to see it again, honestly. Florence Pugh is tremendous in it. She's great in everything. Zendaya is just such a little doll, that kid. I mean, it's, what can you not say? She's wonderful. But dude, like, this is a banger cast. And this is probably going to make a lot more money this weekend. People are really into the film. It's a great looking movie. I tell you one, Shah, this does not, when you see the special effects, the sandworms, the riding of the Shai Hulud, it's not it doesn't look like it's a green screen. Like, it looks like they put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, just judging from the trailer and some of the screenshots I've seen, it looked really good. Looks much better than that Mad Max movie that's coming out. So.
Now, are either one of you familiar with the Sci-Fi Network a bunch of years ago when that was a thing, did a 6-hour miniseries of this that I heard is pretty good, that was supposed to be a true adaptation of the book. Do you remember that, Shah?
Yeah, I remember seeing the DVD. I never seen it, though, but it did come out on a disc. I remember that back in the day.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that, B-Show? Remember when Sci-Fi was kind of like the thing?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I saw a couple of the sci-fi ones, like The Return to Wonderland and stuff like that, but never Dune.
Well, let's see what this does this weekend. It doesn't look like it has a lot of competition, but people seem to really be enjoying it, and there's a lot of talk that this is an Academy Award movie for next season. Due to I think for visual effects and things like that. I don't know about performances, but I think visually and the costumes, the music, the cinematography, banger. I highly, highly recommend it. And I am someone who did not know the story, so for me it was a lot of fun. There was an interesting thing this week. I want to talk about this Critics' Choice thing, but there's an interesting thing this week that actress Kirsten Dunst, mostly known for, the first Bring It On in the 90s and playing Mary Jane in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Kirsten Dunst made some headway talking about people asking her if she would ever be in another comic book film. Now, she is going to be the star in the upcoming release Civil War that we've talked about quite a bit. Who's the director of that again, Shah? What's his face? Ex Machina.
Alex Garland.
Alex Garland. She is the star of Civil War. This is a fascinating thing that she said, and I actually think this is pretty cool. So she hasn't been in a comic book movie since Spider-Man 3 in 2007. That's a long motherfucking time ago. And by the way, we should point out that the genre comic book films was not even really a thing that much in 2007. It was Marvel MCU was starting, so to speak.
In fact, this is kind of what started it off, right? Spider-Man?
Well, no, they were still
X-Men?
not under that umbrella. The first MCU movie officially is Iron Man. That is the first Marvel-produced movie. Which is, I think, around that time period, because I had my comic book store around that time.
Sorry, I just meant comic books in general. Sorry, the big wave of comic book movies.
So she's the star. She's starting to do press for this Alex Garland movie, Dunst is a good actress. You know what I mean? I remember people giving her shit, saying she wasn't. I'll throw this out there a bunch of years ago. You guys probably don't know this, but when Kirsten Dunst was cast as Mary Jane, there was people saying that she wasn't attractive enough to be Mary Jane because she was a bit of a snaggletooth. You remember that, P-Show?
Yeah.
People were like, Mary Jane is supposed to be so much hotter than Peter Parker, and she's kind of average. I always thought that was bullshit. She was a cute kid, and she could act. She's got talent. She's a good actress. But whatever. That's just, people say stuff like that today. Anyway, she was asked if she would ever be in another comic book movie. And Bisha, let's scroll down and read her answer to this question because I think it's fascinating. Her
She said
actual
yes. This is according to she was speaking to Marie Claire in an interview.
Marie
I
Claire
can't
magazine.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, Dunst said, because you get paid a lot of money, and I have 2 children, and I support my mother.
Now, this ruffled a lot of feathers. Now, Shah, I want to get your take on this because you're the last person there who would be called a comic book apologist. Pretty smart. I mean, people gave her some shit for saying this. Almost as if this was like a faux pas thing to say, like you can't admit that you get paid a lot of money to be in these movies. But don't you think this is probably like the most legitimate answer you could give to that question?
I think it's the most honest and blunt answer. I personally don't have any problems with it because it's at the end of the day, it's a business, man. There's different types of actors. There are ones like Willem Dafoe that I think would pass up on certain roles if he's not into it, and then there's some that treat it strictly like a business, and who the fuck am I to say which one's right or wrong? You know what I mean? She's got 2 kids and a mom.
Yeah. And I think, B-Show, I'm curious what you think about this, but I'm sure you're going to say the same thing. Good for her, right?
Absolutely. And I think that was my response when you sent this to us, is like, that's as real as it gets, man. Like, there's a lot of actors, a lot of actresses that like, oh, these comic movies are beneath me. And we've seen people say a bunch of shit about how it's not art, like from Scorsese to other actors and directors, like it's beneath them. But it is kind of refreshing to watch someone come out from Hollywood with no ego at all and just go, yeah, you know why? Because it makes me money and I got people to support. So good for her, man. Get your fucking bag, and I don't know who gives a shit what other people think. Because
I think it's great. And by the way, because Emmanuel Rojas asked me this, if I thought Dune was better than Empire Strikes Back. Unfair comparison. It's a much better film, that's for sure. But you'd have to see it to know why. Joe Punches is saying she's not wrong. Yeah, good for her. Do people think Downey and all these other people were in the Avengers because they love comic books? No. It's a job, and I think that's a very legit answer. She kind of has a lot of credibility because she is an OG in this B-Show, right? At the end of the day, that she's a part of that of a comic book trilogy before that was even a thing.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was trying to get to earlier. And I got my words minced because you were talking MCU and I missed that part, and it wasn't MCU technically, but it was really X-Men and Spider-Man that kicked off the entire comic craze as far as movies are concerned, and them getting serious consideration. And she's pretty much, what do you want to call her? Not the granddaddy, but the grand dame of comic book movies in a way. Yeah, and she was Mary Jane. She was a huge part. She was a linchpin and an emotional hook for Peter Parker, and a huge part of the story. So yeah, man. I mean, for 2 reasons: one, because it's real and it's legit, and it's with no ego; and 2, she's pretty much royalty when it comes to comic book movies anyway.
I think so. Yeah,
let her do what she wants.
Now, Shah, you've seen some of those Spider-Man movies, the Sam Raimi's, right?
Yeah, I think I've actually seen all of them.
Oh wow!
I was into the Spider-Man movies in the beginning. I just got overwhelmed when they started making 45 a year and shit.
Well, this was long before that, though. They're not a part of that, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got tired of it when they started doing that. Like
and
even that old school Hulk movie. I didn't, I know that's a hated movie, but I watched it when it first came out from Blockbuster days, and I liked it. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, what it was okay. It was a little artsy. You know what I mean, for a whole movie. But Shah, what do you think of did you know that? You probably didn't know that though. When she was cast as Mary Jane, not that there was the internet in that same way it is now, and people making comments, but the knock was that she wasn't attractive enough to be Mary Jane.
I mean, to be honest with you, I've never really found her attractive myself. If I'm being perfectly honest, but
really, I
mean, she's a great actress. I wouldn't pick her for that role, but I wasn't mad about it.
People were surprised she got it at the time. They wanted Alicia Witt, who's a very little known actress, but looked like she could. They wanted a redhead, and that was the other thing too. Like they wanted there wasn't a lot of ginger girls running around that you could put in the movie.
What did they want someone to put the chick from Mad Men in there? Whatever her name is.
No, I don't think. No, that was.
No, I'm being ridiculous with it because what is not attractive enough for Mary Jane? Some va-va-voom, real life fucking.
Do you know there's people that say Zendaya isn't attractive enough to be Mary Jane? Can you believe that? That girl's stunning looking. She's gorgeous.
Do you think that's dog whistle or code for she's not white.
She's not white enough. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally what it is. In that
Yeah.
case, I do, because people were like, oh, I remember somebody saying, oh, like, she's built like a little boy or something. It's like, this girl's like a
She's like
model.
6 feet tall. What are you talking about?
She
Built
looks
like
like
a
a
little boy.
model. Shah, you think
Yeah.
Zendaya is good looking?
Definitely, but again, I don't find her attractive, but I I mean, she's not my type, but she's definitely like gorgeous. Just
yeah, she's a good looking kid, and she seems like a good kid too. It's funny that she's in all these properties now too. It's wild, like it's just like this whole new wave of Hollywood young people. I listen, Florence Pugh, Austin Butler, Zendaya, Anna Taylor-Joy. I'll see these kids in anything. I think all these kids are great. I like all of them, and I just thought that was interesting that Kirsten Dunst had to like defend herself for wanting to support her mother and children as a as a 40-something year
To take a job, to take a paying job.
to
Yeah.
take a paying job. Like, sorry, I said I did it for the money, people. But but I digress. Speaking of for the money, we got to talk about this a little bit, guys, because it broke today. We'll be hearing a lot more about this, but I think this is just disgusting. Personally, I don't know what you guys think. Jake Paul is going to fight Mike. This is not fake. This is not a joke. This is not WWE. They are going to have an exhibition boxing match. Mike Tyson is 56 or 57 years old. He's been seen in the last year or so walking with a cane. Jake Paul is 27 years old. This will happen on Netflix, which is I got to talk. We got to get Marquise maybe on to talk about boxing for this. Maybe we'll do that.
Oh,
one.
that'd be great.
Yeah, maybe Marquise, I'll hit you up offline to come on when this happens because you're the best person to get for this. We'll be lucky to get you. Shah, I want to get your thoughts on this because I'm just going to be flat out and think this is awful.
I think it's awful, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
Like, I'm totally.
The curiosity factor of it is winning me over. I saw it on Instagram earlier. I thought it was fake. I couldn't believe it's real. But
in a stadium.
I mean, there's a 30-year difference. I mean, Mike Tyson is twice the age of Jake Paul. So I mean, it's definitely a ridiculous fight. But I don't know why Mike Tyson is doing this. You know,
he gave the Kirsten Dunst answer.
No, I know, but like, dude, you have a See, the thing is, though, like actors are different than real life, like boxers. You know what I mean? Like they have a legacy to hold up that's not necessarily like scripted. It's Imagine if Mike Tyson loses to a 27-year-old Jake Paul. Like that's not a good look, dude.
No,
I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
That doesn't happen. I can't.
Michael, he's 60, dude.
I can't live that. I can't.
That's what I mean, though. It's a bad.
I can't have that in my life. I can't have it. I'm sorry. I can't live that life. B show. What are we saying here? I mean, like honestly,
I gotta see this. It's Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's an easily hateable individual. I want to see Mike hit him so hard he knocks that fucking tattoo off his ear. Honestly, it just. And speaking of, Husey asks, will Tyson bite his ear? I hope he bites the skin off above the ear so the tattoo is gone.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to say this. It would crush me if Mike Tyson's beat by this dude.
I couldn't.
Because the Paul brothers are just the Paul brothers. But at the same time, Mike Tyson's 60, so he could easily come out and be like,
guys, calm down. He's not 60.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between a 56-year-old ex-world champion and a 22-year-old killing machine. So if he could come out and be like, all right, everybody, it's okay. I know I wasn't at my best, but he's a really good fighter, and I don't think he's going to lose face. But it is Tyson, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to live in a world where he's 57. Oh God, he'll be 58 before the fight.
That's what I mean, dude. He's almost. Imagine a 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
I know, Shop. This is a 58-year-old killing machine. This is a man who.
Yeah, and the other guy's a YouTuber.
A hole through a brick wall.
That's what I mean. Imagine a YouTuber beating this guy. Like I wouldn't risk that, dude. I mean, he's got enough money for the rest of his life, man. He doesn't need to do this.
Does he? I mean, we don't know.
I don't know.
A lot of problems.
He's going broke before, so I don't know.
Yeah. Joe Punches is calling it a money grab. Slave Cheeks is saying Ric Flair will be in Tyson's corner. All right, let's just say it right now. What's our prediction here? Because I think Tyson is going to win by a decision with very little sort of hoorah. I'll go Tyson decision, and it'll be a little too close than I would like it to be. That's my unskilled boxing prediction. B, show your prediction, honest prediction, not what you want to have happen, what you think is going to happen.
Either Tyson by shenanigans, or maybe they'll do some sort of no contest since it's an exhibition.
Right, which could happen. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Shah, you got to put money on it. What are you putting? What are you betting?
Mike Tyson, but I think it's going to be awfully close just because he's older and this guy's 27. Which makes me sad, man. I don't want to see fucking Jake. Like, this is the biggest cornball of all time. Like, yeah, sure, you can fight. I'm not saying he's a pussy or anything. He's a cornball. You know what I mean? He is a corny ass dude.
Oh, they're so corny.
Isn't that the worst when the douchebag can actually fight and it's like,
yeah. He can fight. I'm not going to say he can't fight. I'm not going to be a dick like that and be like, the guy sucks. He doesn't
That's a
suck.
bad combination, man.
I don't know.
I think, I want to live in a world where in the first round, Mike Tyson punches him so hard he shits his pants. And like literally like shit flies out and like there's shit in the ring. And Mauro Ranallo was like, there is a large amount of excrementing all over the canvas as Jake Paul has gone into a seizure. And Mike Tyson, the 58-year-old guy, is standing there all Brooklyned out, all thugged out. That's what I want to happen. I don't think that's actually going to take place. But I want it very badly. I can only imagine the abortions that are going to be on this card. Like, honestly, what do you think is going to be on the undercard? Oh, my God. It's going to be
well, DDP just put Butterbean back together, so there's always that.
Oh, God. Ric Flair might be on the undercard.
Oh,
well,
Jesus
it's on
Christ.
Netflix. Netflix is getting into the boxing world, and our good buddy Marquise Johns is a pugilistic expert when it comes to the media there. So we'll be talking with him as it gets closer to this. It's July, and it's also in a stadium, guys. Holy shit. Stadium. Joe Myers going first round. Paul wins by Tyson gassing out. Oh, that would break my soul. Shah, can you imagine if Tyson gasses out in the first round? Oh, do you want to live in that world? I can't.
I mean, I can definitely see him getting, gassed out. I don't think first round.
I got so tired.
He smokes. Like, he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he smokes a lot of herbs. A lot of herbs. Shit.
I hope he's training like Rocky in Rocky 4, running up mountains and doing sit-ups off fucking
Hearts on Fire, Bisho. Listening to Hearts on Fire. Hearts on Fire. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. But this just broke today, and this is the world. We're getting the world we deserve. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, headlining a Netflix boxing match. Oh my God! Speaking of the world we deserve. On this show, we've been talking a lot, I feel like lately, about every now and then about Friday the 13th. And, because there does seem to be a lot of interest in that being a property again. We have the Crystal Lake prequel show coming soon to Peacock, I believe this spring. But earlier this week, there does seem to be some talk that Blumhouse, Shaheen's favorite movie studio, when it comes to everything, he's a Blumhouse sort of apologist. That's sarcasm. James Wan, director who just did the abortion that was known as the Aquaman sequel in the previous Aquaman, which I thought was okay. James Wan, Blumhouse wants to make a new Friday the 13th. Oh, and they're talking about possibly getting James Wan, who most recently, horror-wise, I think did Malignant, which I found to be a little bit of a polarizing movie. But Bisho, Shah, this is like your worst nightmare come true. Blumhouse reboots Friday the 13th. Shah, your thoughts if this is going to actually happen?
I mean, I can't express how much I hate this idea, but I saw this coming from a mile away. Blumhouse buys up pretty much every property. They got Exorcist, Halloween. They got everything, I do have, I guess, higher hopes for this than the Halloween movies, just because I said, if they don't overcomplicate it and just stick to Killer in the Woods killing teenagers and they make it rated R, like, you can't be that bad. I mean, just keep it simple. I just have a feeling they're going to try to take the Exorcist route where they overcomplicate it and make two different fucking demonic, possessed fucking girls and just switch up the whole story, man. I hope they don't do that too much. Just stick to the original, keep the same theme going and it should be okay.
Okay. Shah, excuse me, B-Show, I'm sure you're going to have a similar thought there.
No. Just no. No. I'm going to be the unreasonable one on that. No. Fuck that shit. Look, James Wan, I'm not a huge fan. Some of his stuff's okay. Malignant was
some stuff's
fine.
okay.
But I don't want to see a Malignant style Jason. I also don't want to see Jason have to tell his mom where the counselors touched him on the no-no doll. I mean, it's just, this could go bad in so many different ways. And it's like, just like, if they never made another Friday the 13th movie for a big theater release and all we had was Never Hike Alone and fan films that are higher end like that, I'd be fine with that. Because, man, like you guys were, I know Shah liked it better, but weren't you guys super disappointed with the Exorcist remake?
Yeah.
And like, you're trusting them to not be too complicated with this movie?
Yes, we were.
Christ.
There's more to the Exorcist. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. If they don't overcomplicate this and literally just make it Jason killing fucking teenagers in the woods, it's hard to miss with that, man. I mean, just keep it the same.
Yeah.
Make it look good. Keep it rated R. Add a bunch of gore, and people will be happy. With Exorcist, there's plot twists, and they can switch up the story. That's what I'm saying. I hope they don't do that with this shit, man. I hope they don't. They just stick to the fucking original. It's a simple story.
Well, nothing is official. We should also point out this is a conversation, but it did go public. And even if it is Blumhouse, it might not be James Wan. But Shah said, Blumhouse, what Blumhouse wants, Blumhouse gets, unfortunately. And they're in agreement that it's the thing they would like to get their hands on. But again, speculation right now. Don't want to mislead anybody. But we're preemptively disappointed, to say the least. There's a couple of things we want to do before we get to the Patreon, where we got a bunch of fun trailers we're going to talk about there. Real quick, there was an announcement about the Critics' Choice Awards, which is kind of a bullshit award show, but it's mostly people have heard of it, adding a horror component to it. And I gotta say, I think they did a pretty decent job from last year. They announced it today. The Critics' Choice will have a horror category. Bloody Disgusting broke it today. B-Show, can we show the people what the category, what films made the cut for the Critics' Choice Horror Awards? Because I think they did a decent job for this. I don't know who's going to win, but we just want to let people know what they are.
Pulling it up right now, but there might be more than one. Yeah, there's more than one article on this. Sorry, there was 2 lists.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a Godzilla -1 for foreign language film.
Yeah, that's for foreign language for Critics' Choice. It's not in the horror category, which is interesting.
Okay, so best horror movie. But I saw other categories earlier when we were talking, but this is the one you sent me the other day.
Yeah, this is the one I wanted to bring up because I think this is a first.
Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
Megan.
All right.
Scream 6.
Okay.
Talk to Me, and When Evil Lurks.
Gotta say, for a kind of low-tier mainstream movie category, Shah, I'm impressed. I think that's pretty fair right there. What do you think?
I don't know how I feel about Megan being on there, to be honest with you.
Well, Critics' Choice, it's critics did like it, and it made a lot of money. That's what that's about there.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm okay with it, I guess, but I guess I would probably go with Talk to Me. I think that's the one that's mainstream enough and was good enough to earn that spot. Like Scream, I haven't seen it, but I can't. I mean, best
that's the only
movie
Scream you haven't seen, right? That's the one you haven't caught up to.
No,
yet.
I haven't seen the last 2, I think.
Last 2, okay.
Evil Dead Rise was good. I haven't seen Megan. I don't really have any interest in it. I heard it's good, but I don't think it's gonna be my type of movie.
It's not great. It's okay.
Yeah. But I would say Talk to Me. I mean, I'm okay with the choices, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with this category. I will say, I think we're all in agreement When Evil Lurks will not win this award.
No, I don't think so. I think it's got a lot of hype around it, but it's not.
Yeah. I think if I had to put money on this because it is a Critics' Choice thing, it will be either Megan or Scream because they're the popular franchises. That's what I would guess. Of course, it would be awesome if it was Talk to Me or even Evil Dead Rise. They're going to go Megan or Scream. I'll put 50-50 on that. B-Show Brian, good category, right? Obviously, but what do you think there? Like, because this is more of a, like I said, a low-tier mainstream thing that's happening.
It's also curious that they chose Evil Dead Rise to top the list and for the poster.
What's a great poster?
I know Bloody Disgusting may be pulling for Evil Dead Rise, but I would like to see When Evil Lurks. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, not going to happen.
I would like to see Talk to Me, but I think they're going to go with either Megan or Scream 6 because of the commercial success, even though Scream 6 is not the strongest one of the last 3 or 4 movies.
No, and Megan was a success. I mean, regardless, I saw it. I enjoyed it more than the Child's Play reboot. It seemed like I was watching the same thing. Scream and Megan were mainstream successes, so that's what I think they'll go with. But I think that's actually kind of a fun thing that'll be there. the nominations for the Critics' Choice Super Awards. So these are up for the best horror movie. So we'll see where that lands. I don't know when that takes place, but thought it was an interesting thing that just got announced, I think, yesterday or today. And, lastly, guys, we don't do this that much, but I like doing these because I think they're fun. We usually do these in the Patreon, but I thought we would do it on the free here. The blue pill, red pill horror. People will take a bunch of genre pictures and put them blue pill, red pill. So I want to bring this up. And obviously, if you guys in the chat, whatchamacallit, I want to see if you guys can give us your thoughts on this too. B-Show, can we pull up the blue pill, red pill?
Got them right here.
All right, you want to read them for him?
Yeah, so the red pill would be The Ring, The Blair Witch Project, Candyman, the original from like 1992, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Lost Boys, and George Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
Wow.
And then the blue pill would be The Sixth Sense, Paranormal Activity, Clive Barker's Hellraiser, Urban Legend, Poltergeist, and the original Psycho.
Huh. Okay. Shah? Blue pill? Red pill? Where are we going?
I'm going to have to go with the red pill. Definitely prefer The Ring over Sixth Sense. Definitely prefer Blair Witch over Paranormal Activity. Candyman and Hellraiser is like a tie for me. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend is kind of a tie. Lost Boys and Poltergeist. I'd probably say Poltergeist. And then Night of the Living Dead or Psycho.
That's tough.
Probably say, I don't know, that's a tie too. But overall, I think I'm going to go with the red pill. I think that's a better selection of films.
Yeah, okay. B-Show Brian? Blue pill, red pill?
I might have to go
right?
blue pill. It's tough.
Oh, I thought you were going to say red pill. Okay.
I'm close, but I like Psycho more than Night of the Living Dead.
Wow.
It's close.
They're both a wash, I think, for me personally.
Yeah, Sixth Sense and The Ring were both pretty big in their time, but The Sixth Sense just had that staying power. The Ring was very influential, but I don't like Paranormal Activity. Blair Witch is amazing. I like Hellraiser more than Candyman, and I like Urban Legend more than I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know why. So I'll go in blue pill, man.
Yeah, this is really hard for me. I'm going red pill by a cunt hair, as they say. Now, I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend are washes to me. I don't care about either one of those. But Blair Witch, The Ring is... I like Candyman. I love the fucking Lost Boys, and I love Night of the Living Dead. Really, Lost Boys... Got to be honest with you guys. Lost Boys is the one that kind of put me over.
It's a clincher?
Yeah, dude, that was I was like 15, 16 when that came out. Like, that's a big movie for me. I love Psycho. I love Poltergeist. I love Hellraiser. I love the first Paranormal Activity, and I love The Sixth Sense. Love The Sixth Sense. That was a game changer movie, But I gotta go red pill. Okay, Joe Punches is going red pill. Mo's joining us there. Mo Dirk. He's saying I can't go against Psycho, so he's going blue pill there. Marquise is saying The Ring is overrated compared to the OG Japanese one. I think The Ring, they put a lot of money into that movie. But
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in that movie for shit's sake when she was hot shit.
That was The Grudge.
Not The Ring. No, she's in the other one.
Oh, that was The Grudge.
That's
right.
The Grudge. Didn't
I
they do a
only
thing where the Grudge girl fought the Ring girl in the Japanese versions?
I think that was a scary movie, John.
No, it's not. Nope. There's a Japanese
okay.
movie where the Grudge girl fights the Ring girl, I think. I'm almost positive. I'm serious. There's a Japanese version like The Grudge or something. I'm almost 100% positive. Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. Marquise is going blue pill. Urban Legend and I Know What You Did Last Summer are like the same movie, aren't they? I mean, they're kind of the same shit.
Kind of. I thought Urban Legend was a little bit more... With incorporating the actual urban legends in, it has the guy played Freddy Krueger. What's his name? Robert Englund in it.
Robert Englund? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, Joe Punch's Japanese Ring versus Grudge is real. Yeah, it's a real movie, guys. I didn't make that up. Did you know that, Shah?
No, I've never heard of it. I'm not a big fan of the original Japanese versions, actually. Like Ringu, I prefer The Ring over Ringu.
Well, like I said, The Ring is a good-looking movie. Like, it's shot well. There's great actors in it. Like, Liev Schreiber and what's her face, Naomi Watts are the stars. Yeah, look, that's real, guys.
Holy shit!
You didn't know this, Bisho?
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, yo, it's a sick trailer, by the way.
I swear to God, I thought they did it in Scary Movie. I didn't know this was a legit thing.
No, it's very real. So Shah, you don't care? You don't like Rego, or look at that. Wow.
You don't like Ragu?
No, I don't like Ringu or the original Grudge, really.
What's the story of the Grudge? I know the Ring very, very well, but what's the Grudge story? What is the backstory there?
I mean, I saw it in the theater. I don't really remember though. I just remember the creepy girl crawling out of her head, out of what's her name's head.
Oh, in the shower, the knuckles in the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Grudge, right? Where she's washing her hair in the fucking. That's a good scene.
I think it's just a ghost story that something happened to this girl in this house that these people move into, whereas the Ring incorporated the well in the videotape and all that.
Do you guys see that little trailer thing with the fucking little doll holding the head? Do you fucking see that thing? What's this trailer HD? What the fuck is that?
Oh shit, this?
What the fuck is that? That's creepy, yo.
The Ring versus the Grudge.
That's the Ring versus the Grudge. Wow. I would watch this. I'm not gonna front. I would totally watch this. You know?
Add this to the watch along list that we have to do.
I think we got to do a watch along there, guys. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm down.
I got to start writing these down because we always forget.
I wonder if it's hokey or if it's, Japanese movies, Shah, they don't play the hokey shit too much. Everything's like for serious. Everything's like, I don't know. Like, do you think it's all hammed up?
I mean, these look sillier to me than the original Ring. I mean, just that poster alone, that looks silly.
Well, the idea is cool,
Yeah.
but they can only probably do it in overseas, with the overseas properties, right? Yeah, it could be a dog's ass shit. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting idea. Like somebody's like, let's take the creepy broad from the Ring and have her fight the creepy broad from the Grudge. Oh, look at that. That's funny. This would be fun to watch. I guarantee you it's dog shit. What do you think, Bisho? I bet you it's absolute ass.
Yeah, it looks really bad.
Yeah, it looks really, really bad. That being said, that's probably what's the charm of it. You know what I mean?
These figures remind me of Hakushi's manager. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
Shinja. Yeah.
Shinja. Yeah. Maybe they should do Hakushi's manager versus the Grudge versus the Ring girl. That would be fun.
That'd be better.
Yeah, everybody looks a little too like gothy. They don't look like They look a little too cleaned up.
Yeah.
Like the spirit girls look they look cosplay to me, right?
Yeah, it's like homemade costumes.
But it's clearly not. I mean, it's under the Japanese umbrella thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker crawling out of the TV though, for as played out as it got, that was kind of a big fucking deal. Like that was kind of like a fuck that moment. I mean, that was really, especially the OG Rangu one, like the Ringu one. Even the American one's pretty good.
My wife has long. Go ahead.
What was you saying, Bisho?
I was gonna say my wife has long hair. It was really long when I first met her, and to freak my buddy out, who hated the Ring movies because he was creeped by it, she when he wasn't looking, she'd let her hair down right in front of her and just walk up to him real slow with her hair in front of her face.
Oh God. Is the Ring technically almost like a found footage movie because technically it's predicated on found footage?
Not really, because it's not shot on found footage. Really.
No, it's not. No, it's totally not.
The only, I mean, I don't know, maybe like 2% of the movie is found footage, really.
Well, yeah, but without the video to the VHS tape, there's no movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they refer more so to found footage movies because of the aesthetics and the way it's shot.
Yeah, I will say this: as much as you prefer the American one, the Japanese one of the bitch crawling out of the TV is pretty badass. It just really is. And didn't they make like Rings, which was like a trilogy of the American one? Is that
yes, right? Scream Factory is actually putting out a box set with
so
all three of them.
God, look at all these people cosplaying for this. This was a big deal for its time period. Look at that. This was a big deal for its time period.
Yeah, this was huge in the theaters. This was I remember like Blair Witch being a huge deal, and same with The Ring. It was almost on that level.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was. What's the rating for this? It's probably got a good, decent rating. 71 Rotten Tomatoes, 57 critics. Who directed the American version? I think it's a big director.
Gore Verbinski.
Oh my God. Yeah. Gore Verbinski's
made $250 million.
It really? Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. He did He did the first Pirates. He did multiple Pirates. Yeah. Holy shit. That's probably how he got the Pirates franchise.
Cure for Wellness.
Cure for Wellness. I remember that. He did that Johnny Depp Rango movie. That's kind of weird. The bomb that was the Lone Ranger. The Weatherman. I remember that. The Mexican.
Mouse Hunt, guys. That's everybody's favorite, right?
What Mouse Hunt?
Mouse Hunt.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Yeah, Nathan Lane chasing a mouse through a hotel. That's everybody's favorite movie.
Yeah. I could masturbate to that. We're gonna head on over to Patreon. We have a lot of stuff to get through there, but we're gonna get right into our plugs. Let's plug Deathmatch Outlaws. Let's plug the Drew Yari Show, and of course Cassette Classics 86 on YouTube. The Down on the Thundercast, and of course Don Tony and Kevin Castle. They're back at it. Felix and Oscar themselves, the Odd Couple. They're back on their Monday night thing. The Necromaniacs podcast. I think they just did Kill Your Neighbors. Just came out today, if I'm not mistaken. The Human Experience podcast, of course, we have Ringsiders Wrestlers on YouTube, Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show, The Garden of Doom, and the Old Guy Metalcast. The weather's changing. Spring is coming. So go to funkbuddy.com. Get some spring clothes. Do that tonight. MJW Games, Cherry Jesus on YouTube, and his band Kaiser. Red River Podcast, that's our buddy Sam Hoyos and the band Playing Dead. Bayou Geeks, that is Fateh 316, and of course the High Marks Podcast, the Midnight Mass Creature Cast, the Weekly Detour with Anthony Elston and Teddy, and we got the Guns and Geeks Podcast. Shah, I know there's nothing happening recently on that Planet Mondo channel, but is there anything in the works there?
Not anytime soon, man. I just gotta focus on a lot of my personal life right now, so I don't have too much time for YouTube. But go subscribe on there anyway. I mean, the most of the content on there is kind of like timeless. It's movie reviews and shit like that, so it's not like something that you had to watch when it first came out. So you can always go back on the back catalog and check that out. So Planet Mondo, YouTube,
and subscribe. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Bishop Brian, anything happen on the old channel?
Yes, I sat down the other night with the old pen and paper, put a bunch of ideas down, and I got a couple of requests from my buddy Jock Tastico on Twitter, who always sends me ideas.
I know that is.
So, yeah, man, I'm gonna try to put some stuff out over the next week or two. So stay tuned, bshowbrian.com.
Yeah, and of course, B-Show, I guess we'll have a conversation this week if you want to do an update. I don't know if there's any news for that other story, but if not, we'll get a different bonus show out for people in the next week or so. But you never know. Tomorrow, B-Show, there could be another fucking story.
I hate to say it. I've been waiting for something to pop. Oh, one thing I did want to recommend before we jump off, the Octopus Murders on Netflix.
I just finished it last night. Yeah,
did you? Yeah, because I know we've talked about that case before, and it's kind of a
Shah,
mind
you need to
fuck.
watch this. You need to watch this. It's a conspiracy fucking thing. It's pretty deep. Have you heard of this, Shah?
No, I haven't really, dude. I've had no motivation to watch stuff, but I did catch up to Curb. I watched.
Oh,
all of
excellent,
so far.
dude. Did you see what I said about Richard Lewis?
Yeah, but I mean, I think he looked just as ill in the last season. He was
I
skinny
didn't
as hell
remember
back
it.
then.
I mean, the last season was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he looked bad then.
Yeah. He looked.
But
really
it was
bad.
sad because in the episodes they're talking about their will and they're talking about like who's gonna die first, and then next episode they're announcing that he died. It's like it's kind of surreal. Like
it was surreal. Yeah, it was still a bummer. I was watching it with my wife a little bit, and I was like, "Fuck!" I wasn't like Richard Lewis just died. This is weird. Bisho, you're not caught up, right?
No, I am. I watch it every Sunday when it comes out.
Yeah. By the way, I thought this week's episode was fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's getting better. I know it was, to me, good and bad the first couple episodes. I think it's really picking up steam. But the one thing that surprises me, I'm starting to see people make memes of that J.G. Wentworth commercial now.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
And that was the perfect thing, not to ruin it for anybody, but like at the end of the episode, for him to finally sing that out of celebration.
Yeah. Dude, by the way, I think Vince Vaughn killed it on that episode. I thought he was fucking great.
Oh, he's awesome. And then, to see him kind of getting on Larry's level and scheming with him. Yeah, man.
He was in the last season, right?
He was. Because Funkhauser died, so they introduced him as a cousin to be another Funkhauser because Super Dave died. I like how he just gets dropped in there with like him and like Leon, and it's just in Richard Lewis, and it's like, yeah, Vince Vaughn's just a part of that crew now. Like, you know what I mean?
I wonder how they're gonna incorporate Conan O'Brien into it, because he's supposed to be on there.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he is. There's going to be a lot of big dude. Supposedly, there's a lot of things that are supposed to happen in the next few episodes. But if you haven't caught up yet, enjoy it. Hey, listen, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We're heading on over to Patreon, and we'll see you next week on Spitball Media.
Peace.